Hi, I am Kager on Two Wheels, and today's topic is size doesn't matter. Or it does, a little bit. So yeah, size really doesn't matter. It matters only whether or not you're having fun. That's what matters. I'm talking about bikes, okay? And by size, I mean obviously displacement size. Get your minds out of the gutter, people. So, it really doesn't matter the size, but it actually does. And oddly enough, it's not the way you think. Smaller sometimes can be a lot better. For examples, I think it was MCN that posted an article on one of their journalists that's used to big bikes and had a really big bike, got an RC390 for himself. Why? Because he wanted something nimbler for the city, and he's damn happy with it. Because in the city that bike is just perfect. And that's my point. Getting a bigger bike is not always the best option. Usually it's not the best option, period, but sometimes it's a really bad option. Because there's a lot of fun to be had in small bikes. I'm taking out of this equation 1.25s because the 1.5 engine is a bit too limited for normal usage, actually, unless you just live in a big city like New York or something. That's the only time, only if you live inside a city is a 1.5 engine does not feel as a limiting factor. But other than that, above that, a 300 is a lot of fun. Oh, it's only a 300. Oh, you'll take 7 seconds, not to 100, and you'll never, not to 60 miles per hour, not to 100 kilometers per hour, and you'll never do this, and you'll never do that, and you don't feel the acceleration. True, the engine's smaller, but you are going to have a lot of fun doing what I'm doing right now, which is squeezing the life out of it, really chucking it around, and you're not actually going that fast, and you can. Take this, let's take a ZX10R or a ZSX 1000 something, a liter bike. First gear goes what, 100 miles per hour? 140 kph? It's something ridiculous like that. When on a liter bike are you going to be able to do what I'm just going to do right now, which is stop and just go, like so. Wait, I have to turn here, I think, or not, I don't know. Let's explore. Where can you do this on a bigger bike? You can't, because by the time you've reached second gear, you're doing double the speed limits, or triple. Okay, so there's no way you can actually do this on a liter bike unless you're on a track. And on a 600 you can still do this, but you are still going illegal speeds, just not as ludicrously fast, but still way too fast than you should be doing. On the 300 though, you'll be doing this all day, and it's a lot of fun. Yes, you're not going that fast, but you will be going as fast on the bends, if not even faster, probably even faster, because the bike's more nimble, and you can just chuck it around like a maniac, like a proper maniac. And so on the twisties, on the tight twisties, a 300 can be a huge amount of fun and not overly dangerous fast. Because what do you lose when you get a big engine? Now let's first get what you win. The extra speed is awesome, okay? I've ridden liter bikes, and accelerating fully on a liter bike is an event by itself. It will put a smile on your face every single time. True. Awesome. Fantastic. Illegal. But awesome and fantastic. Jesus Christ, that's a big bump there. Didn't see that one coming. That's just absolutely fantastic. And whoa, where's the road? Okay, that's true. But you lose in heaviness. Although it can be fun. Piloting, you're not riding, you're piloting a heavy bike can be a lot of fun. Because you need skill. You need to actually know what you're doing to coax the bike into doing what you want, instead of just going straight everywhere. Okay? So that can also be some sort of fun, because it's more a serious approach, a more professional approach, okay? It's more like piloting, not actually just simple riding. That's what you lose. It's the maneuverability, the ability to just flick left, right, constantly just dart between traffic, because this is ridiculously easy to move around. Like so, look. And I can't do it more because the road's really shitty. But you can just go skipping left, right, and that's a lot of fun. On the twisties, it's awesome. You can just go wait until the very last moment to start your turning, and then you go from straight up to fully leaned over in a jiffy. You can't even, it just goes boink, okay, I'm sideways, and then you keep on turning until the turn is over, and then you straighten it up. And you can just full throttle it and know the rear is not going to get loose. Okay, so it is a lot of fun. You lose that on a big bike. And so the best one usually are the intermediate ones. 600s are just awesome for your regular twisties. Okay, the 1 liters are great for wider turns and circuits, but frankly you can only push them really on circuits, so it's kind of overkill. 600s you can push them, but you'll be doing hill climbs at half revs, very rarely going full revs when you're going up onto the hills. These, you'll be watching that blinking red light all the time and a huge smile on your face. So yeah, it's not always, bigger engines not always a good option. Oh, say adventure bikes, for example. I have a really big problem with adventure bikes because all of them are liter engines. Why do I want a liter engine if I'm going to go on to adventuring? If I'm going adventuring, I want to be able, it's not these roads or these that I'm going adventuring on, I want to go onto proper trails. And for that, why the hell do I need 160 horsepower? 70 is more than enough. I want torque, not power. I want something that won't stall and won't quit when I'm trying to climb a hill. Granted, torque is related to power, so a liter bike is generally going to have more torque than a 600 or a 750. But I don't really need all of that. And so I'm paying the price on weight, on having a huge bike that feels like an oil tanker, when I want a light and nimble one. That's why I liked that XT600 so much. It was still light. It was still a great bike to ride on the dirt when I did that course. And I can't really think of doing that course I did on the Super Tenere. It's too big. Or a BMW. It's too big and expensive. Oh my god, I don't want to crash that. So that's one of the things I liked on the Africa Twin. It feels much lighter than it actually is. It's still a 1 liter, okay? I would love to have a proper adventure 600cc bike or around that, like the KLX that adventure dude from America uses, which I can't remember, but his name is something adventure something. ADV Rider, yeah. ADV Rider uses a KLX. He says, oh, it's not the best bike, but it's an awesome bike and I love it, and so it's the best bike for me. And that's that's very much true. He goes anywhere on that because it's light and nimble, and he also knows that the 1 liter engine's not always the best option. In fact, it usually isn't, but what the hell. If you like it, you buy it, but if you want the best or the most fun, it's not always that big ass engine you want. So yeah, that's my little rant of the day. I did not quite explain myself as clearly as I wanted, but it is. But say for in town, the 125 is great. Look at this. I don't really need much more power. I could use a little bit more, hence the 300s, okay? But a 125 is usable here, but a 300 here is a lot of fun. It still takes off faster than 90% of the cars out there, and it will give you a lot of pleasure in the twisties. Or if it's an adventure bike, on the adventure-y bits. What do you call them? Adventuries? Let's make an example out of you, little Victoria. Doggy doggy, don't jump into me, please. Thank you very much. And brake. Look, it's an in-town bend and I'm going... Ooh, maybe I could go knee down here. I'm going MotoGP-ish. Woo! Okay, too fast, and I'm only going 70 kph. It's not that much, but it feels so much faster because the bike is so light. Remember the RC390 test drive? I loved that thing. It was awesome. It was the most fun I ever had climbing the hill with any bike. The Super Duke was awesome, but it was idling the whole way up, and I could feel the bike was going so slow. I was doing the same speed as I do on my other bikes, and I was nearly falling asleep on that one. It was no fun at all. It was okay. It was fun. I'm exaggerating, but it wasn't as fun as the RC, because on the RC I was wringing its neck up the hill and down, and the bike was loving it. It's a sports bike after all. I was loving it, and everything was just perfect. The Super Duke was going. It's like taking, say, I don't know, asking, say, Michael Phelps to swim in a fish tank. It feels constricted, okay? It feels unnatural. It's like the bike wants something else. It's not that. And so that's why, if I could buy any bike in the world I wanted, or any set of bikes, I'd get most likely an RC390 for the twisties. I'd get some light adventure bike like a XT660, and then I would most likely get just that RC390 for the twisties and the XT660 for the adventure bits. And so that's it. Kedge Route.